Hi, everyone. I'm Monique Giard, and I'm so happy to be a member of Unified Field BC, hosting a very special event on Sunday, September 29th, Light Carriers for Global Peace Summit. And I have the pleasure in this moment to be with Phil Michaskosis and Gisele Lirondelle that will be presenting on that day. And I have a question for you, Phil, to give a taste to our listeners of what you will be presenting in more depth on Sunday, the 29th. So the question is, what is one of the tools that you use to help people bring more peace in themselves and around them?
I would think that what Giselle said before about the medicine wheel, we use that quite a bit in our own life when, especially the four quadrants of a medicine wheel, we think of east, south, west, north, and it means like body, mind, emotion, and spirit. And I know when I was a counselor, a drug and alcohol counselor, I found that just by asking questions in those four areas, I could always find where a person was out of balance and how to get back in balance. We can start the discussions then. So like I go very deep into the physical and very deep into the mental, and of course the emotional is a little bit of a tricky part to have a map on. And then a lot of people have their own version of spirituality, and some are into religion, some are into spirituality. So we start talking about the sameness, I guess. I find the higher you go on a, with your spiritual teachings, you start seeing more of the sameness than the difference.
Oh, great. So I can't wait for our participants on the 29th to go deeper with you. Probably you will guide us in each of the quadrant, and that will be a fantastic experience. And so I would like to ask you, Giselle, why is so important at this time to become a carrier of light?
Well, it is very important because, first of all, finding the peace within yourself is not just important for me. It's important for the family, the community, the town, and it keeps growing, and everyone in the world. So once you find your peace, you are carrying that light. And then by spreading it out to the family, finding the peace within the family, within the community, within the town, the country, the world, then you become a carrier of light and promote peace. And it's very important to do that, especially with everything that is happening in the world, with the wars and now reconciliation with indigenous reconciliation because of all the children that they found. It's very important that to be a part of that, so that we can bring that light into the world.
Yes, you mentioned that. And if one of you would like to speak of that, when people have experienced such trauma, how can they actually find peace within when they've been hurt so deeply? Who would like to answer that?
Well, these days I'm working as an elder in the prison system, so every day I'm dealing with trauma, and it's like a tricky. It's almost like a coyote sees things backwards, and the way out of trauma is to go into it. And so
Mm.
it's almost like you have to turn things inside out, and you also have to have safety, I think, for a person to even talk about trauma because people can get triggered by a very slight word, emotion, and action, and if you don't know that about the person beforehand, things can go sideways sometimes where they can even go to violence in some cases. So trauma is something that can be very crippling and it can get you stuck. And the way elders have taught me, I like the terms they use. They say it's like undoing a knot in a soft and kind and gentle way. So, you have to look at where the energy got stuck, and it might have been a death, it might have been a separation, a divorce, accident. There's so many different ways traumas can happen. And even just to begin a discussion, and you have to let a person know that I think that they're safe to talk about it as well.
And also we have a tool that we can use as well, is a personal wheel, what we call a healing wheel, where if a person finds themselves stuck and they want to do a personal wheel, then we run them through their whole lives, and they put tobacco for every single event in their life, and then they get through that, and they express it out, they talk it out, and then they have a chance to see where it came from, and also when they get to their age, release it. So
Wow.
anybody can require a healing wheel, and then we can put them through, and then it's very, very beneficial to bringing in your
Well,
own.
thank you. Thank you so much, both of you. And I know it will be a safe place at the summit Sunday, September 29th. And I know that with your presence, with your songs, you will create a fantastic event. So I invite all the listeners to register at Unified Field BC on the website. There's a registration link. So I invite everyone to meet Phil Michascusis and Gisele Rondel Sunday, September 29th. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I look forward to being with you again next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.